Senator Marco Rubio has gotten praise from both sides of the aisle as being a strong pick for Trump's Secretary of State. I was even talking to Democrat Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I asked about the pick, and she said, I don't agree with Marco Rubio on much, but he's qualified for the role. So what do you think this pick indicates about Trump's larger vision when it comes to foreign policy?
Clearly, he wants to rewrite the book. We've seen some of the things from the first administration. I think that will start to really take root. He got a lot of press, and not all of it was positive from some parts of the world about NATO and about every country paying its fair share. He meant it then, and he means it now. And I think now that the members of NATO see him back in play, and the European Union, they're going to take that very seriously. So I think he's going to be able to make kind of a fundamental shift happen there. And in the Middle East, my prediction, we're going to see, I don't want to say peace in the Middle East, but we're going to see a resolution in the Middle East in the short term that reflects, I think, Trump's ability to be able to bring people together. It's funny you say that, right? When you say he's bringing people together. And unity is one of the things you hear a lot from President Trump now. I think he's actually going to do it. And finally, in Ukraine, there's no way, in my opinion, that the current administration was going to bring everyone to the table. It just was not happening and wasn't going to happen. I think Trump actually could do that and maybe bring that terrible situation in for a landing as well.
Talk about that for us a little bit. Why do you think that Trump's cabinet, Trump's people, Donald Trump himself will be able to bring these global players to the table when for the past 4 years, we've seen multiple wars throughout multiple regions really spin out of control?
I think there's been a perception, fair or not, that America is not as strong as it used to be in terms of its influence around the world, or that its word was as strong as it used to be in places around the world. I think you're going to see a difference on both of those fronts. And, the whole Reagan doctrine I referenced before, peace through strength means something. So like in the Middle East, if rulers in the Middle East have a choice between dealing with someone they perceive as strong or someone that is weaker or more into conciliation, they prefer strong. They understand strength of leadership. And I think Trump projects that. He oozes that. And I think that's going to be a big motivator for countries around the world to actually start talking to each other differently than they have. He sat down with and had discussions with the leader in North Korea. I'd call him Kim Jong crazy, but they had the discussion, much criticized in some places. I think it was great that with some of your worst adversaries, your biggest adversaries, you're actually sitting down and having a conversation. That's better than not talking at all, in my opinion. I think you'll see a lot more of that in the years ahead.